Hey guys, it's Ren from Make It by Ren, and if you want to see this look, my Tin Man makeup Halloween look from The Wizard of Oz, stay tuned for more. Hey guys, so I'm back with another Halloween tutorial, and can you guess what I am? I look crazy, but it's a Halloween tutorial for the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz. And I was inspired to do this look because of this right here. It's Graftobian Theatrical Cosmetic Powdered Metal Silver. And I've had this for a really long time. I've wanted to do something with it for the longest time. Like, some people use it to do statues and Greek goddesses, but I wanted to use it in a different way. And I thought, you know what about if I do the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz? And I know that a lot of times for Halloween we like to do ideas for like groups, like group makeup ideas, and I know The Wizard of Oz is a really, really popular one. A lot of people become Dorothy, the Lion, Scarecrow, but sometimes people leave out the Tin Man, and he's actually really cool to do. So basically I used some new techniques on this look which I've never used before, but it wasn't too bad because this look, as long as you kind of get the basic idea, like the silver paint and everything, like, just kind of makes it cool already. So it doesn't have to be perfect. And like this time around I used a bald cap. I used modeling clay that I like adhered onto my skin. And then that's pretty much it. Like, it was not too hard. It was just a little bit, you know, it took a little bit of time. All of these products are from graftobian.com. And I kind of just came up with this look by looking at pictures. So I would suggest that you print out pictures of what you like and just kind of go for it, because this isn't an exact replica of the Tin Man. It's just kind of like an idea. It's also, you could totally also be a robot, I guess, now that I think about it. Whatever you want to do. So if you want to see how I did this look, stay tuned for the tutorial. Okay guys, so now we're going to be doing the Tin Man tutorial. So what I'm pretty much going to do is transform myself from this into this right here. And I have a ball cap on, so if you want to see how I did that, go ahead and watch the part 1 of this tutorial, and I'll put the link in the description box below. So I'm going to pretty much paint myself silver, add some nuts and screws and just like kind of metal looking stuff, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So I'm kind of just going, you know, by what I think would work. I haven't done this completely yet, but let's hope it works. So first thing you're going to do is cover the ball cap. And I'm actually using rubber grease paint. This rubber grease paint is from Graftobian, and the reason I'm using it is because this kind of paint is what looks really good on like foam appliances and latex pieces like this. So I'm going to take black and white, and I'm going to mix it with this Cosmetic Powdered Metal Silver from Graftobian. And now I'm just going to take a sponge and apply it all over my head. Okay, so as you can see, it's all on, and it looks really cool actually. Like, I was thinking you could also be like the Silver Surfer from the Fantastic Four. But anyways, we're going to continue on with the tutorial. I ended up just mixing the black and white and then just taking the powder separately and putting it on top, because it was actually quicker that way. So just kind of paint the whole thing gray and then stipple on the metallic powder. So now we're going to go to the face. And this part is going to be the fun part. So what I'm going to do is kind of create some like bolts and like some pieces on my head and just kind of make it look like I'm a Tin Man for real. So what I'm going to do is take this modeling wax from Graftobian. And this is what's going to give me like the little texture on my face and all that stuff. So I'm going to just scoop out some on my hand. This is a dark version. They also have a lighter one. And I'm going to actually moisturize my hands just so that way the wax kind of goes easier. Okay, so I have the wax, and what I'm going to do is make a little ball like this. And then what I'm going to do is like kind of push it onto my nose and make like a bullet hole looking nose. So what I'm going to do first is take some spirit gum, and this is going to make sure that the wax really stays on the nose. So it's on the nose, and you want it to get tacky. So what you can do is just take a Q-tip and roll it back and forth, and it makes it a lot tackier without using your fingers. Because if it's not tacky, it won't stick. So yeah, now it's tacky. And then what I'm going to do is place the ball on my nose. Okay, so you get this piece on your nose, and it helps if your fingers are a little bit wet. I have just some moisturizer on my fingers, so that way the clay doesn't stick to your fingers as much. Okay, so there's a little thing, the weird thing on your nose, and try to make it smooth. And then what you're going to do is take a brush. This is just the end of a concealer brush, and I'm just kind of wetting it a little bit with that moisturizer. And then I'm going to go right in the middle and do a twisting motion and go all the way down and all the way out. And you have a little hole in your nose. And like I said, be careful because you don't want to rip it too much. So I'm twisting in and I'm twisting out. So here's your little bullet hole nose. It kind of looks like a screw or whatever. So then you're going to take your liquid latex, and again, use a brush that you don't care about, and then we're going to paint it on top. Just because we don't want this to fall off. So the liquid latex will kind of seal everything in. And try not to breathe in through your nose because it is really strong fumes. Okay, so here's our nose, and it's going to look cooler when we let it dry and paint it silver too. But let's move on to other pieces where we want to create some cool little effects. Okay, so I'm going to take some more modeling wax. Okay, so now what we're going to do is kind of make a little bit of like a metal plate. So here's just a little thing that, you know, a little random rectangle. And then I'm going to take the spirit gum, and I'm just going to put it like right here, randomly. And try to put it on places that don't really move a lot, so that way when you like kind of like smile and stuff, it won't get all crazy. So we're going to stick it on like that and push it in. And I'm kind of trying to keep this like a little bit square, and I'm just going to kind of just make the edges really straight looking. So now what you're going to do is take a smaller brush, and I'm just going to make some little holes. Same thing that I did on my nose. Okay, so as you can see, it kind of looks like just a metal screw thing holding some piece together. And I'm going to do the same thing and paint it over with latex. Okay, so I'm going to kind of create these kind of pieces and put a couple on some other pieces of my head. Okay, so I kind of like went crazy and put a bunch of different pieces on my head. And I did like some bolts up here, like I just did circles, pushed them in, took a pair of scissors, made the lines like it's a screw. I had some pieces like around here, like it's like a headpiece. And it's going to look a lot better too when you paint it silver and then you start doing the shading and stuff. But basically everything is, the modeling clay is adhered with spirit gum, and then on top I did a layer of liquid latex on it and all around. That way it really sticks to the face. And I try not to put too close to my like expression lines because I don't want it to move too much, and I'm going to paint those lines in anyways. So now what I'm going to do is take the metal powder, and I'm going to take some Magic Set Mixing and Lining Liquid from Graftobian, and I'm going to just go ahead and paint all the little modeling clays with a little concealer brush. And doing so with the lining liquid really gets it to stay. Okay, so as you can see, I started to paint the screws, and it looks really cool because like the metal really just makes it alive. So I'm going to go ahead and paint the rest of my face. I'm going to use that grease paint again just because I want it to look not as shiny on some of the other places. And I'm going to tap in some of this metallic powder. Okay, so I'm going to take a sponge and just get the grease paint all over. Okay, so now that's on, I'm going to go ahead and just add some more of that powder on top. And the powder is going to be dry, so that way it can just set the grease paint. As if you're like setting foundation with like, you know, like a translucent powder. Okay, so I covered the rest of my face with silver, and as you can see, it's really starting to take shape. Like I look like not myself at all. So now what I'm going to do is take a black kohl pencil. This is Graftobian's Black Velvet. I'm going to go ahead and get my waterline, just to kind of make it completely black. It doesn't have to be perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start to make it look more like shaded. So I'm going to take a black powder, and this is from the Graftobian. It's one of their neutral matte silk shadows, and start to color in like the lines where the screws are and where all the little holes are, just because it'll make it like stand out more. Okay, so as you can see, it kind of pops a little bit more when you put black inside. And now what we're going to do is just kind of make some like big old face contours, and it's going to just kind of give you like a really wrinkly expression, like as if you're kind of sculpted out of metal. So I'm going to follow my natural lines of my face. Okay, so I drew in some different, like, just a little bit, just like some laugh expressions, and I did my crease with the black. I didn't do anything like crazy detailed because it doesn't have to be perfect, just so you can get the overall vibe. But I kind of like drew in the laugh expressions and contoured my nose and stuff like that. So now what I'm going to do is kind of do a like, I don't know, like a line up here to kind of just make it look like around the screws, this is where, you know, the cap ends or something. This will also help to hide the mask, the ball cap. So I'm taking some pencil and I'm drawing a line across all the way down. It's going to give it more of like a helmet look. Then you can go ahead and take your black shadow and just kind of fade it out so it makes it look more real. Okay guys, so this is pretty much the look. I didn't have a Tin Man costume, so I took a funnel and wrapped it with foil. So they do sell the costumes, like Wizard of Oz is a really popular group idea, so they sell the Tin Man costume. You could even like just wear like those sauna suits, which are like silver. I don't know, like, you know, be creative. And yeah, this is my look. I hope you guys liked it. It's totally different from anything I've ever done, but it was fun. And you don't have to be perfect with it. You just, there aren't a lot of steps, but you know, you can kind of make it your own. And like Tin Man wasn't perfect. It doesn't have to be like perfectly like cut and all that other stuff. But it was fun to do, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you want to see a full post with pictures, what I used, all other fun stuff, check out makeitbyrenren.com. And you can find these products at graftobian.com. So until next time, have a great night. Ciao, bellas.